cut it off.
I did.
It cut off?
Yes.
Really?
Really?
It's standard, moron. You grab that side, big guy. It is a little bit of a different day. Long story short, you guys saw us put the harmonic balancer, get it installed, and as I went to hook up my timing light, I noticed that I didn't have any light on the actual timing light. I put my timing light on the coil wire, still didn't have any kind of light. Put it on the brown nugget spark plug wire, and it lit up. So that made me think, well, hey, you know, I guess my coil is not providing the correct amount of spark. So I pulled the wire off, and sure enough, yeah, it's doing a faint yellow spark, not a blue, snappy, loud spark. As we started to unravel the coil, which is actually this MSD HVC coil, I realized that whoever had wired up this car before me, maybe before the owner before me, I don't know how many owners, but whoever has wired this MSD system in here did not exactly do it correctly. They had it all looped in with the old wiring, and that's not how you're actually supposed to wire these up. I've done extensive research at this point, and we're gonna have to go back and fix this. I started unraveling the wiring harness, and as you guys know, I rebuilt the carburetor, and I do feel like the carburetor did need to be rebuilt because I think the power valve was messed up in it. But I think now the issue of it almost running on like 4 to 6 cylinders, not all 8, is coming from the fact that the coil was not providing the correct amount of spark. So from this point going forward, we're gonna get this thing wired up correctly, and we're gonna be good to go. We are back, and obviously it's a whole nother day, but hopefully we're gonna get this car running correctly in today's video. Say that for the camera.
I said, don't act like this thing's not haunted, bro.
I'm claiming it. We're gonna get this thing running today. Okay.
I hope you're right.
I know. All right. So first things first, we need to get the rest of this harness untaped and figure out what belongs here and then what doesn't, because there's a lot of wires coming from my MSD box that I need to get taken care of, and some stuff that's not even supposed to be wired back in, but they did, and like I said, they looped it together. So we're gonna start untaping this harness and go from there. So let me grab some gloves. Alright, so I've got my gloves on now, and I guess we're just going to time lapse me undoing this tape. So you guys just enjoy the ride. Pretty sure I've got everything that I want to get untaped now. And I'm pretty much use my multimeter at this point to just make sure that what I've got coming from each spot, I've either got power, I've got ground, or I've got good resistance through a wire. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and figure out where this one last wire goes to. I found most of them, like I said before. I've got tachometer wires. That gray wire that was coming from my MSD box, I didn't know what it was or what it was going to, is actually going to the tachometer in the part as a part of that harness. I cut that harness back and now I just have a ground wire. I'm gonna loop that in with the ground system so that it's all just runs super clean. And then the power wire from the cigarette lighter, I'm also gonna wire in with the ground wire over here to make sure all that's done right correctly and make all new harnesses. But first I need to figure out where this red wire goes, so I'm gonna get to work on that. Okay. Alright, well, I thought that it was coming from, oh, it doesn't even go, it goes underneath the car. Oh, I bet that goes to my fuel pump. One way to find out. Yep, it does. Okay, well, now that we know where that goes, let's go ahead and take care of, where the heck's my meter at? Where I put my meter? Huh. Here it is, right here in front of my face. All right, anyway, so now that we got our multimeter, we're gonna go ahead and start testing these connections now so that when we wire up our new coil, where the heck's my coil? I put it in. Oh well. Blake! Hey, did you move that coil?
No.
Well, I don't know where the heck it is. Let me find it.
It's right here, dude. Right beside the old one.
Are you messing with me?
No, how did I mess with you?
Oh God. Okay. Well, anyways, got our new coil. We're gonna. Where the heck's my meter? It's on my tool. Dude, what the heck? I'm losing my freaking mind, dude. I swear. Alright. Alright, we're gonna have to figure out a 12 volt ground. Alright, now that we've got everything, I guess we're gonna time lapse me wiring everything back in. Alright, and then it goes boom, did I even do that? Okay, we're back again. This is like day 15 or 40. I don't know. 40 days and 40 nights we've slaved over this car, and nothing has come of it. Hey, it runs. Hang on. Let's check that out. So everyone can see. It should, in theory. If I had a key. Where's the key, Blake?
I don't think this is it.
That's it.
Perfect.
It runs, see? Runs good, huh? So, now we got it running nice and smooth. It's so quiet you can't even hear it. Got it. I have so many things that I want to talk to everyone about, but I'm not quite there yet. We're just not quite there yet. But we're gonna get there. But let's go ahead and first get this thing running so I can show you guys it runs, right? I just broke the door handle. It's stuck. No longer works. I hate this car. We're cooked. We're cooked. Inside the door handle. Oh, it works. Cool. This one's broke though. Cool. That just happened. Now, spray some fuel. It's running very, very crappily. Anyways, so now that we know that it runs, and it does still sound like it's running on hardly any cylinders, as I've been kind of working on this thing and realizing, I've always said that a 670 carb was possibly too much for this thing. I'm not entirely sure that that's true. You could probably run a 670 on a stock 302, but number one, I have no idea what jets are in this thing. I have no clue. It could have come off of a big powered car, big powered, whatever, it's a Ford. It could have come off of another car that was making more power than this thing, and they put, you know, this Parker high rise on it and a bigger carburetor, and it just doesn't like this setup. Or I'm getting too much fuel pressure at the actual carburetor itself. So I'm gonna test the fuel pressure for one. Gonna make sure that's around 7 to 8 pounds. That's kind of what we need. And then I have this 600 CFM carb. And in theory, this one actually also has vacuum secondary, but in theory, it should run with this. If it runs with this, I'm gonna ditch that 670 carb, toss it to somebody, maybe sell it on Marketplace. I'm not sure. It's freshly rebuilt, which is kind of cool. But I will rebuild the other 600 that I have. That's a factory one that needs to be fully gone through and rebuilt. So we're gonna test this one, hope it works, then go do some crazy burnouts if it does, and then yeah, we'll go from there. In theory, I should be able to hook this setup. This is a horrible kickdown mount, but whatever, who cares? But yeah, we will just basically swap out a couple parts on this carburetor to go to that one so that we can see if it'll run. This is a very, very tall ask for this sucker to read in this little tiny, I'm just checking, you know? Then we wouldn't leak all that fuel out when we about to pour out. That's gonna be sick! Yes, I want this car to run. And yes, I want this car to get the heck out of my garage. How about that? Yeah, I do. I mean, I really do. Not gonna lie to you. I'm done. This car has caused everyone in my family to go crazy. It's not true, actually. Just me. And Blake. Blake's going crazy. He was probably already crazy, to be fair, but he's definitely now a full-blown psycho. You're gonna have to put that in. Now, just be very kind to me. Beautiful. About to leak some fuel everywhere, sir. Just out of there. Just pour every single bit of it out of the carburetor. Sure, why not? Let's do that. Now we're gonna see if this thing is getting an insane amount of fuel pressure. I don't think we'll have to start it to get that. All right, don't leak, please. Let's click the key and see if it moves. Did it move, sir? It didn't move, did it?
It clicked, but it didn't do anything else.
I don't think it's gonna get any better or any worse, so yeah. Okay, we're gonna swap this carburetor out. How about that? The reason why I said that is because I was going to run that setup where I could check fuel pressure while it's running, and then I decided against doing that. And so here we are. Probably did need to run it, but it's alright. I really think the carburetor is the issue anyways. So we're going to swap it out. That's right. You heard me. Okay, come on. All right, 670, you sit over here and you think about what you've done. Hopefully it just runs. And that's it. It'll run. I'm just kidding. No, but I am gonna have to rob some parts off of the other one really quickly and match it all up to this, and then we'll know for sure. Let's see. Will she clip on? Beautiful. Does my gas pedal, well, my door handle doesn't work. Is it working?
It's working.
Beautiful. In theory, I should be spraying some fuel too. Let's see. It should run. Let's see. Oh, she's dead. Yep. Hey, old Blake. Man, look my charger back over. All right. That needs something different, that's for sure. I think we are onto something, sir. You smell that? I need to probably loosen the distributor. I might set this to base timing now and go from there. Cylinder 1 should be around there. I'm gonna place it there. Now, granted, I don't have my timing light on here. I'm gonna place it there. I can still kind of move my distributor if I need to, but that should run better at that spot. Guess what doesn't work still? I'm gonna try that the whole rest of the day. Come on, darling. It wants to. I might have been crazy this whole time. That 670 might run. We're gonna try this now, and it should run. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Shoot. Go again. Why is it acting like that? There's the only thing that I could think too is that those plugs on the distributor, I'm gonna have to check that wiring, but go ahead. It is spewing fuel. It's getting way too much fuel now, which is odd, but okay. So here's cylinder 1. We needed to, I think we needed to retard it some. So go ahead, try it again. Sick. Sick.
You look disheveled.
I am disheveled. Okay. So, I have been doing, I've been concerned because as I was hooking all this back up, if you guys can see right now, you have a black and violet wire and a black and orange wire, and they're technically going to the opposites on this side. And as I was hooking everything back up, about to set it on, well, we just finished setting it in time and was about to hook it back up, I started looking and I'm like, why in the world is that like that? Are they backwards? And then I started looking at a wiring diagram, and yeah, it's supposed to be black and violet to violet and black and orange to green. So now we're going to do that. I'm going to swap those two and see if it runs better. But I do need to put the timing back, set the timing back to base timing one last time. I am putting my 670 carb back on it for the 18th time. Just kidding. And yeah, we're gonna see if it runs this time. To be honest, I'm not a carburetor guy, and this is proving that I'm not. All right, has this car absolutely made me go psycho? Kind of, I'm not gonna lie. This has made me rethink all of my carbureted knowledge. A lot of that junk is outdated. I mean, it works on big power cars and stuff, but this ain't a big power car. But anyways, I kind of wanted to get into the fact that I also saw one other thing that we are going to change in today's video, and that's that this MSD box is grounded to a good chassis ground. But as I was looking around and following this big old huge main ground from the battery, it's coming up this direction here. You see it here? Yeah, it come up this way, boom, 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 boom. And it goes, somebody bolted it to an aluminum intake. I don't know about you guys, but typically speaking, aluminum is not as super conductive as, like, say, cast iron or steel or like real metal would be. So that is one other thing that I am going to change because I do not like that. I'm going to pull that off, run the bolt back down, and find a good chassis ground to ground the entire car out to. So that's after we switch these wires on the distributor and see if the sucker runs one final time. And if it doesn't, we're going to blow it up with tannerite. Maybe. At this point, I don't know if it's going to run or not, but I don't really care. I'm just going to watch it. Go. Hey, might wanna, I mean, it's not a big, super big deal. Probably need to put the spark plug back in.
Just pushing all the compression out of one hole.
I mean, it's not gonna make it run much better, but.
8's better than 7.
Just to see, you know, it'd be
Did
nice.
you get the carburetor fully put back on?
I think.
Except for that one bolt.
Send it. Why'd you cut it off?
I did.
It cut off?
Yes.
Really?
Really?
Huh.
Why'd you cut it off?
Crank it back up. Alright. Crank it back up. Why not? I hate this car. This is the biggest piece of crap I've ever owned. Send it. You again?
No, it wasn't.
Huh. Let me just connect some more stuff. Yeah. Good. Why is it shutting off now? I mean, the alternator can't keep it charged, the system charged right now, so nothing's probably running on 14 volts. It's probably running on my jump box, but still. So, currently, I am trying to get my belt back on so that my alternator will run and charge the system, because we're losing. We have very little battery voltage left, and very little, what am I trying to get to, Blake? What's the word I'm looking for currently? And there's my power steering pump bracket that was JB welded back on. That broke the weld off, or the ear off of it. Yeah. So I am currently going to put it all back together with the new one that we got, and then I can line my belt up and hope that it's the correct length at 70.5, which should be, in theory, the correct length. Most important tool in the box. The hammer. And there's a chance I never get that back out, by the way, what I just did. Ha-ha! There's the rest of it. Okay. Set that there, Blake. Got the noon. Hey, I think this one came with new bolts. Me up, big boy. Brighten me up. The good news is, this one came with lock washers, so it doesn't walk off. And I'm assuming, just one man's theory, that these bolts kept working themselves loose, and somebody went dumb strong on these bolts, and that's how the bracket got broke. Yup. Yup. Beautiful. How long did that take us? Clock it.
All day.
It did not take us. Yeah, but see, I still have a really crappy theory about this though, and that's that it's still not gonna work. Why is that? Because yeah, I still gotta get to there. Nah, dog, ain't working, ain't happening. I'm gonna try. I can't even get there without going through the tensioner pulley if I do it that way.
How? How did it get? I'm not gonna see you that well.
That's okay. Perfect. That's a good spot for that. All right. Where's the light? It's okay. Go ahead.
Attempt number 1.
Attempt number 0, baby. Hold on. One is good. Okay.
Try it.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep going.
You're gonna need that jump box again, huh?
Oh yeah.
Sweet. How's that door work?
It's getting worse.
So I just pull the handle inside and lean on the door.
Yeah, I know. But it's not supposed to be this big.
You know what I got? You know what I got, bro? I got no throttle. So we decided to get this thing rolling, boy. Still needs a lot of work. Got out.
You ever heard the term polish a turd? This one needs more like a grinder. The hood don't even sit right. Well, it's out of the garage. We're gonna go over everything. All right, so I know it's been a minute. Let's just go ahead and put that out there. This car has been in the garage for I think a month and a half. I don't know, is that how long it's been?
Maybe longer.
We're gonna say 6 weeks. It's been in there a while. That's just the honest, I mean, it stinks, but let's walk through a list of why. So, as you guys all know, in the last video, you guys got to see where we kind of started taking this thing apart and it got vandalized a little bit by Bubba and Jerry. Anyways, let's go ahead and start from what our initial issues were. This car was not running pretty much at all, hardly, when we got it. When I picked it up, I started with a carb rebuild because it was backfiring through the carburetor, so I just assumed that it had blown that power valve out and needed to go ahead and get that rebuilt. So you guys saw in the last Mustang video, or the last white trash video, I did rebuild the carburetor, put it on there, and that's when things started kind of getting a little weird. The car was running better, but not quite good. It still seemed like it was running on, you know, 3 or 4 cylinders, not running on all 8, not working correctly. So my first initial thing that I thought was, okay, well now let's try and figure out why it was backfiring through the carburetor, which led me to timing, because essentially it's very, very easy with carbureted cars. Distributor gets out of time, maybe a tooth off, they like to say, whatever you want to say, and it doesn't run right. So as we started checking timing, I set my handy dandy timing light up, went to fire it on there, and no light whatsoever. I pulled it off of this #1 plug wire, put it on the coil wire, still nothing, no light. Not really sure what was going on. Took it off, put it on the brown nugget spark plug wire, started firing up like immediately. So I'm like, okay, let's figure out where we're at with the whole situation. Maybe we're low on spark. I pull the coil wire off, I put a plug in it, I spark it up against a ground, and it's barely even sparking. So what does that lead me to do? I needed to check my coil. So we pulled the coil off. It was an MSD HVC coil. Not to say that that MSD makes a bad product, so to speak, but this particular coil was not firing at the adequate spark. So I then started trying to figure out why. I looked in and there was so much botched wiring, which technically there's still some botched wiring that I have repaired. I just need to loom back up and make it work. But there was so much botched wiring that they actually had the power looped back in with the OG coil wire. I think I explained this a little bit earlier, but it was just such a horrible, horrible rat's nest of wiring. They had dirty grounds, dirty power going to the MSD box. It was really, really, really just terrible. So from that point forward, I started chasing back wiring, testing my coil, and figure out the coil was actually bad, as well as the wiring, probably what caused it to go bad. You never know. But anyway, so I started rechecking all my wires and trying to figure out what in the world was going on. As I'm cutting stuff back, taking stuff off, doing this, unlooming this and doing that, you guys kind of saw a couple videos of that. There was just so much that I needed to rewire. I decided to go ahead and just check everything coming from and to the MSD box. And then that led me to have to make a couple new grounds, doing this and doing that. And then I realized my main main ground coming from the the battery itself for the car was grounded to my Parker high-rise aluminum intake. You guys know it's not a very good ground. So I then decided, you know what, let's fix all our grounds. Let me just go ahead and hook the main ground onto, find a good engine ground, which we did. And then I started looking for my engine to chassis ground. Wasn't there, didn't even have one. So we created a new engine to chassis ground, got that all squared away. And so at this point, I'm thinking there's no way that the MSD box isn't going to work properly. So I click my key on, it blinks 5 times to tell me there's an issue, and I look, and the distributor polarity, those wires are actually flipped. So we had to put all that together. And in the meantime of doing all of this, we've just learned so much. This was all just to make sure that I had power to my coil, make sure that I had power to my MSD box correctly, and to my distributor, so that everything will work, so I have actual ignition and spark. After getting all that squared away, we finally get some light on the timing light. We check, and I'm looking at the harmonic balancer, and I can't see any marks on it. I mean, they are nowhere to be found. No matter how far I turn my distributor, they are just not even showing up. So that led me to think that possibly we're 180 out. Maybe the plug wires are, like, you know, routed wrong on the distributor cap. So I changed them to another firing order on the distributor cap, and it runs even worse. I'm like, what in the world is going on? So I just, to get the wild hair, to go ahead and yank that harmonic balancer off, which you guys saw in the last video. When we see that in the last video, the harmonic balancer had actually walked. There's a basically the balancing part of the balancer, it's made of rubber, and if that rubber gets dry rotted and cracked, it can walk the outer layer of the balancer on the inner part of it. So we actually got out of time, or not out of time, we probably weren't out of time, but I thought we were out of time because the harmonic balancer had walked. So we removed the harmonic balancer, got a brand new one on there, finally was able to check timing, and yeah, couldn't figure out why in the world it still wasn't running correctly, even though I had changed my spark plug firing order on the distributor cap before and then put it back. It still did not make a whole lot of sense. So after multiple things, I tried a 600 CFM carb on there. That was a known good one. It didn't work. It didn't run correctly. And then I tried, what else did we try? After fixing all the wiring, and now currently there's a lot of it unloomed, but we got got good power going to my ignition, switched power going to my MSD box. All of this stuff that we were doing was all improving this car to run right. There was just something that was not making sense. And as we were finishing up, I actually even started talking to ChatGPT about it, because I was kind of at a loss for words at what I needed to do. And ChatGPT said, hey, have you tried this firing order for an HO, high output, or roller 302? I'm like, I tried it before, but it didn't work. So I'm like, you know what, just for, you know, giggles, we'll just see how it works. Hook it right up. She fires right up, she runs great, and now she's still not running perfect. I think that I did set it to 12 degrees advanced timing to try and just kind of get it running better than it was. But yeah, she'll rev all the way up. She does. I mean, you guys saw me, I think, in one of the clips driving back down the road. It's crazy. It's something so simple that, you know, when you're getting into fixing multiple things that are wrong with this turd, sometimes the easiest things can slip through the cracks. So I am glad, though, that I didn't. I had a lot of good minds to buy a whole bunch of tannerite and blow this thing to smithereens. And if you guys would rather see that, I'll just do that. I don't care. I don't really care. I mean, it's just a trade up. Anyways, I also had a right mind to maybe 2JZ swap it, and maybe we will do that with another platform, but probably not this turd. Either way, I'm just glad that we finally kept going. We kind of persevered, essentially, which actually is going to lead me to my Bible verse, but persevering to get this thing figured out. And I know that I've been talking a lot to end this video, but you guys just have to understand the frustrations. 6 weeks worth of troubleshooting, and we were fixing multiple problems that were probably caused by other multiple problems that needed to be fixed, which we kept fixing. So it's just been a long road, but I'm so glad we finally made headway. And I mean, it's going to lead me into my Bible verse. This is coming from Romans chapter 5, verses 3 through 5. It says, and not only that, but we also glory in tribulations, knowing that tribulation produces perseverance, and perseverance character, and character hope. Now hope does not disappoint, but because the love of God has been poured out in our hearts by the Holy Spirit, who was given to us. We persevered on this. I mean, that was the big thing. I multiple times, you know, finding grounds that were bad, finding stuff like this. It's like, oh, this is definitely going to work. I know it. Blake said it like, I think 3 or 4 times, man, I'm just ready to see this thing run. Like, I hope this fixes it. I'm ready to see it run. And we kept our hopes high. There were also times those hopes got pretty low. But we figured it out. We did persevere, and we tried everything. That was kind of where it was at. I was nothing short of calling somebody else and saying, just come over here and fix this thing, because I'm not a carburetor guy. I'm a fuel injected guy. So I was just very, very distraught when everything I was trying wasn't working. You know, I know enough to get me in trouble. That's for sure. But long story short, I'm very, 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 very excited that this thing is finally going to air. We're going to get this thing ready to go. I have a lot more plans to get it very quickly in cell shape. There's a couple more things I need to do. Need to finish up the wiring, like just kind of loom everything, get it all working correctly, clean the whole car up. Oh my goodness, it needs to be cleaned. And I got to fix the door handle. I broke that after the 100 million times we were opening the door. Fix the shifter bushing and a couple other things. But this thing, by the time you guys see it next, it's going to be on Marketplace, and we're hopefully going to be taking this thing to trade it somewhere. That is what I'm hoping for. The next time you see the trade up challenge, this thing is going to be traded. So in doing so, we'll finish up getting it all ready to go. As for what's coming next, and I'm so glad that you guys stuck around to hear this part of the video. As for what's coming next, our next video is going to be Blake Learns. We're going to be getting the Corvette up and running, ready to go, ready to drive. Now granted, ready to drive is going to be a little bit of a step because I'm sure it needs brakes, tires, a multitude of things. But we're definitely going to be getting it running and getting it prepared to be driven on the road. And then the video following that we're gonna pretty much release probably the first week in February, second week in February, is gonna be a new series that I'm so excited. We've kind of given a sneak peek of it before in a short, and it is of my beautiful RB26, and you've seen it. I mean, this car has been in the videos multiple times, but it's covered up by so much stuff that you don't even know that it's there. I mean, it's like a workbench essentially. But we're going to be starting on my 1998 240SX. The new series is going to be called Breaking the Budget, because this car, I'm going to talk about what all's been done to it so far and what all we have parts wise and what all we've got to do to it to get it where it needs to be. But it's 100% gonna break the budget. Yeah, but we're really excited about it, and I cannot wait. So you guys stay tuned. Thank you so much for all the love and support. I'm so thankful for all you guys that have been asking, you know, hey, where's the new video at, such and such. Everything's about to roll in all at one time. We had to get through the holidays and all the multiple things, but thank you guys so much. I'm so ready. I hope you guys are too, and we'll talk to you guys on the next one. Sure.